Hello, everyone. This is Jeffrey, and let's see if I can actually use my microphone. That would be great. No, it's not working. Why would it work? Um, do that instead. All right. um, yeah, I hope I'm recording. I guess I am. If not, I'll just eliminate the video. I know it's a little yellow in here. Well, it's golden. There. All right, so this is for the full moon eclipse. Um, it's the Virgo Pisces axis. It's I think 24 degrees Virgo, give or take, which is actually my ascendant. So the message is drop into love, drop into your heart, drop into hope, wonder, love. Drop into love. That's the little message. All right. I never announce it, so no one's here. I can't believe I figured out the live. I tried to do it a couple of weeks ago, and nothing happened. All right. So I don't know how many cards I'm going to throw. I really don't. I'm going to do it in a set of threes. That's what I do. And then maybe I'm using my big cards, and then maybe I'll do some small cards for more clarification. Whether I get a really clear message or not, it depends. All right. Hello, hello. All right. So it's the 13th, 14th, which I believe is Thursday in the United States. And away we go. 1, 2, 3. Interesting. Okay. So the Nine of Wands, the World, and the Ace of Swords. So, I mean, right away, this is an ending, and this is a beginning. So something is coming to a close. And I think maybe that there's like a creative project that you've been working on that you're right at the end. You're right at the end there. And, maybe part of you is like, I don't know. I think I want to give up. I think I want to walk away. I think maybe another day. But it's like, but you're right at the end. You're at a 9. So this shirt is big on me, so I have to roll up the sleeves. Fight the fight. You're in a good position. Continue until it's done so that it could be complete. Sometimes I get with the World card, like sometimes we can get very like it's done and it's like, oh, it's not done. I need to go back in. I need to make it perfect. It's done. Let it be done so that a new cycle can begin. And the Ace of Swords is really clear about the vision. It's really clear about the perspective, the idea, the brainstorm. It's like it comes in clear as day. Um, like metal, right? The Ace of Swords comes out of the sheath, and the metal is bright. It's like, oh, you know. All right. A new hope, a new inspiration, grounding the energy into the earth, using your intuition, bringing it down into the earth plane. Really nice. Really nice. Star is a great card. And I also, because it's, it's kind of weird. It's a funny little, it's a star, but it seems like it's day, right? But it's night because the stars are out, but it seems like it's day. Nice. A couple of years ago, before I moved into this apartment, before I knew that I could stay here. If you knew to my channel in Mexico, um, there was a total lunar eclipse. It was May, I think it was May, something like that. It was the summer, and I think I went somewhere that night, and the place that I was staying had like an outdoor space like I have here, and it was glowing. It looked like lava, like a lava ball had come out of a volcano, and it was like glowing like a heartbeat. It was incredible. So go out and see the eclipse if it's visible where you are. I mean, and that really depends more on the cloud cover than anything else. All right. Yeah. And this sense of love and this sense of comfort and this sense of like digging deep is really about being at home with yourself, being like at home, being in a sense of kind of gratitude and joy of what is. So that a new healing, new ideas, new inspiration that are very kind of innocent and loving and without strings attached kind of energy. The energy of the pages is this energy of naivete. It's an energy of youth. And, with the cups, you know how like we love somebody? It's like, well, I love you if. I loved you until you said that. Right? But then think of like a little kid, right? He's like, you love the little kid, even if they do things that are like not the best thing in the world. You know what I mean? Hi, Shelby. I think my phone just told me that I'm live. Yeah, my phone just told me that I'm live. It's good to know. All right. So that's the energy of the page, especially the Page of Cups. Page of Cups has this energy because pages are really young, the energy. And they're like 13, 14, 12, they're not adults. And you look at them, it's like, is that a boy? Is that a girl? They're not even formed, or they're on their way to be formed, but they're so innocent. And this energy of the Page of Cups is this energy of like a young person falling in love with their teacher, right? And they're like, oh my God, I'm going to get married to my teacher. And then they weren't paying attention in class, and the teacher says, oh, you need to stay after class, and their heart is pitter pattering, and they're like, and they said, well, I can see something's on your mind. Is anything the matter? And they go, I love you and I want to marry you. That's kind of the energy of the Page of Cups. It's idealist. Okay. I'm going to throw three more because I like the number 9. And then maybe I'll throw some extras because, I haven't done a live video in so long, and I've been wanting to. I hope you're doing well, Shelby. Have confidence in yourself. You have the high ground. You have the high ground. Have confidence in your passion, in your creativity. It's like if you're dropping into love and it's something you really love and want to do, then go ahead and do it. It's not about this one's sad and what will people think. It doesn't really matter. We're all so busy thinking, oh, what does everyone else think? It's like, what's it matter? Yeah, because you're being led by your light. This is the card of Virgo, by the way. It's a really profound card. There's not much iconography, but it's a really profound card. I'll go deep into it after I throw my last for this card. The Magician. Beautiful. All right. I'm all about numbers. So I have 2 9s. I have an ace. I have 2 1s because I have the ace and I have the Magician. 9s are about attainment, and 1s are about beginnings. So let me really go into the Hermit. The Hermit card is the energy of Virgo, and it's the energy of the Virgo. It's the Virgo Pisces energy, right? So the energy of Virgo on an occult basis is really it's the energy of Demeter. So if you know the story of Demeter, Demeter is the oldest of the gods. Aside from Aphrodite, she's like a standalone. I'll bet it is, Shelby. I'll bet it is. Yeah, because they kind of think they're adults and stuff. You know, I'm I'm 61. I grew up in Brooklyn, and Brooklyn was a very tough place. And we used to go to the roller disco. We smoked cigarettes, 15. And it was so 15, it was like 1976, 77, something like that. And these kids were so tough. And everybody, we were all dressed like we were all like wearing practically no clothes. Everyone had the crop top, whether you're a boy or a girl, to show off how flat your stomach was. And you'd be wearing tiny little shorts, and everybody's chewing gum and smoking cigarettes and being tough, and so that you could fall. But roller skates are a lot easier than ice skates, that's for sure. It's a different balance. You have more control, you have more, there's more, it feels more solid. Okay, let me get back to the Hermit. So the Hermit, exactly, Shelby. And then, yeah. And what are those parachute pant things and off the shoulder? Well, I was a big queen, so I was kind of dressed like a boy and a girl at the same time anyway. Anyway, so the Hermit is about, it's the energy of Virgo, okay? So you have to understand, or you don't have to, but Demeter, her daughter is taken, Persephone is taken, and by Hades, and she can't find her. She can't find her. She can't find her. And finally, I think Hecate and the moon goddess, who I think is Selena or something like that. They see what happened and they tell Demeter what happened. And then Demeter, she doesn't go to Zeus and ask permission. She's older than Zeus. She's the goddess of fertility. So she goes down. She's like, I want my daughter back. Give me back my daughter. And he's like, no, she ate the seeds. Too late. And then she's like, okay, nothing's going to bloom. You want to play with me? Play with me. Play with me. Finally, Zeus has to get involved. And then they come to an understanding where Persephone lives with Hades half the year, and the other half of the year she lives with her mother. And she's the one who brings it's this understanding of the mother protecting the light that her child, right? But the child really is the light of her own souls. And so here she goes into the darkness, into hell, basically. I mean, she's hidden, right, as a man. But here's the light that she's searching for, which is the light of her own soul, which is the light that she gave birth to, which gives birth to the spring. That's why Virgo is the sign of service, the sign of it's very meticulous, very meticulous. I'm going to uncover, everything is in its place. I'm going to keep on looking until I find my light to lead me through the darkness, to lead me out of hell, to lead me out of the hell of my own mind, of my own heart. You see? So it's a really profound card. And I think that's it's almost like we're all on this trail going through this dark, weird road back up to Earth. And it's like, how like when the sun rises and all of a sudden, the darkness is all, it's like, oh, and like the whole energy changes. The sky changes, All of a sudden the birds start singing, and it's like, oh, oh, maybe there's like a mist. It's like that. There's this element in this eclipse of like a revelation, a rebirth, an understanding, a new light. Hi, Jen. Yes, there is an energy of stubbornness with Virgo because Virgo, yes, she's very stubborn because she's of service, because nothing gets in the way of her protecting her daughter. Nothing, nothing, right? Because in a certain way, she's really attached to Mother Earth, right? Because she's the fertility goddess. She's the fertility goddess. And it's like, it's very important that things are in their place. It's very important that everything is just so, that there's a schedule. You see? Hi, Indigo. Okay, so let me show you everything. And then if you want more of an explanation, I love that I have people here. I mean, I can't hear you. And you could be wearing your pajamas for all I know. Yeah, it's very interesting. All the signs have a more profound occult meaning than people give them, give it, understand. And the thing also with all the signs, and I read them like that too, you have to read the signs and their opposite as one. So it's a Virgo Pisces thing, right? And Virgo is very grounded, very practical earth sign, right? Very practical. And Pisces is very ethereal and emotional and psychic and creative but they complement each other. You see, it's the same is true for all the opposite signs. They have more in common than one would think. It's almost like the opposite signs are like the frickin' frack, you know, spaghetti and meatballs. Things that go together. It's interesting that I always find like the signs that follow one another, like Virgo is really different from Libra. Libra is really different from Scorpio. Scorpio is really different from Sagittarius. Sagittarius is really different from Capricorn. Really interesting. All right, so let me show you everything and give you a little story because that's what I'm good at, right? And then I think I'm going to throw some little cards. I've been using the little cards a lot lately for the dailies, and these seem so big suddenly. All right, so let's not move the computer. I can't believe that live is working because a couple of weeks ago I really tried hard in the middle of the afternoon, and it was like nothing. It was like, ah! Okay. All right. So here you are. You might feel like, oh, I'm right at the end, but I don't know. I feel like I should give up. This seems too hard. I put up a lot of boundaries. I don't know. But he's a nine. He's in a really safe position. He put up a boundary. So I think see it through till the end so that a new thing can begin and with new ideas, new perspective to bring in hope, to bring in inspiration out of a sense of comfort and gratitude, um, with a fresh, um, loving, intuitive, kind gift, understanding, receiving, and have confidence in yourself because your light is leading you toward really the deep understanding. Is a really powerful card. Toward the deep understanding. I'm going to get deep into this card too because this is an amazing card. The deep understanding that you can make whatever magic you need to make, that you have everything at your disposal. Okay, so let me go through the Magician. The first card is the Fool. The Fool is actually an unborn soul. The Fool is like sort of aimless and optimistic and will go any which way the wind goes and takes a chance and is very eccentric, and willing to try new things and all that, because they're just coming into the incarnation. This one is incarnate. This is the first one who's incarnate, and in the story. Okay, so this is the only time. It's very hard to do this because it's all backwards. This is the only time where all four of the suits show up in the same card. It's got a yellow background. I'm big on yellow backgrounds. Yellow backgrounds are all about optimism, hope, spirit, joy, expansion. Anything is possible. Like that. That's that energy. Wearing red, passion. White, purity. Has the eternity symbol above his head. It's the only two times that it shows up in the deck, and it's this understanding. He just came in, so he just came in, so he knows where he came from. He's not lost. Comes in, receives the gifts of emotion, of the physical body, of ideas, and of passion all together. Knows how to utilize all of them. The roses are about purity, love, the energy of Venus, the energy of perfection, and the what do they call it? Lilies are really about the messages, like spiritual messages, like Gabriel is a lily, Venus is a rose. He's got a magic wand in his hand, right? See, the fool is not born yet. He's got one magic wand, and then at the end of the story, he has two magic wands. Or she. The he, she thing, whatever. The Uberus is around his, I never pronounce it right, which is a snake swallowing its own tail, which is this energy of cycles, this energy of understanding of cycles, that as I go around, I've learned a lesson, and like time moves in cycles, like so. You see, it's not this, it's more like this. They're very confusing. So you got it? That'd be, fun to learn with roller skating. It's a really profound card. The other thing that I get from this one, this is really, this is a really big card. For me, this is the I am energy. I am capable. I have all that I have. I am loving. I am wealthy. I am clever. I am passionate. I am that I am, which is the energy. So this is like when Moses sees the burning bush, and in the desert, which is like sort of weird, right? It's like it's burning, but it's not burning. And then, he hears the voice, and it's like, take off your shoes, it's holy ground, la la la. And Moses basically is like, what are you? And Jehovah in Hebrew is a weird word. It's like it doesn't really fit. It kind of in the Hebrew Bible, they're like time and space are kind of mixed up. Sometimes in the middle of a sentence, it'll go from past to present to past, or it's very odd. And the word that it means, I am that I am that was, I am that will be, all at once. And like that's the energy of it. That's why the eternity symbol shows up here. So it's like tune into the eternity of who you are, that you're able to like go to the dark to retrieve your soul, and then bring hope in and a new inspiration. How do you like that? I love that song. The thing about the fool, Shelby, is that the fool, if you don't take a chance, nothing happens. And without the fool, there's no story. Unless people are willing to try new things and take a chance and see where it goes, and be themselves, then nothing happens. Then nothing happens. Then nothing changes. Then everybody is the same. Then There's no new ideas. There's no new excitement. There's no new ideas. There's no new perspective. There's no new enthusiasm. Got it? The Fool's a fabulous card. I love the Fool. Ah. Yeah, well, Virgo Pisces is a really good, because Virgo is super grounded, super like, it's got to be practical, it's got to make sense, it's got to be efficient, right? And Pisces is very dreamy. And so you put the two of them together, and it's like, there's a nice little mix, isn't it? Because if you put a little of this and a little of that, because Pisces can have the dream, and it's like, well, I see it like this, and Virgo's like, okay, well, let's bring it into reality, right? Let's like ground it down. I have Virgo rising, and I'm a Scorpio, so I kind of get it. Hi, Patricia. Hi, Patricia. Okay, so that's my little to do. I mean, I'll throw more cards. Oh, and the other thing, I wrote a book. I know a lot of you know, but I wrote a book. I'm really proud of myself. I can't believe I wrote a book. And I so it's 39. It's how to get in touch with your shadow, and it's using the tarot to ask yourself questions, and they're very. It's 39 spreads. It's basically a how-to book. I'm very Virgo, right? I want it to be like useful. Useful. Is it useful? Is it clear? Is it direct? Can I utilize it? Yes. I'm all about that. So it's 39 spreads based in shadow work to like look into the things that you keep hidden from yourself. And it asks questions and it says, okay, card one, what is hidden? Card two, what is revealed? Card three, how do I put them together to make it something that I can use? Right. That's just an example. So the 3, 4, 5, and 6 card readings, most of them are 3 and 4. And I left blank pages also you could write. It's very pretty because, I like to make things pretty. So it's available on my website. It's also, I just put it on Amazon and they approve the ads. So, cross your fingers. So you can get it physically or digitally. Also, Nancy and I are beginning tarot classes again. April, there are going to be two different classes. It's the same class, but just at different times. April 16th, which is Wednesday, it's going to be like 5 o'clock-ish, 5 o'clock Central, 4 o'clock, something like that, and maybe 6. And then the other one is going to be Saturday afternoon at 3. These are both Central. So we're starting again. And actually, Nancy printed like 2 or 3 of the readings, and we use them in the tarot class, and everybody really likes them. They find it really, really useful, and I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful because I made a book for people to use, not like to sit on a shelf and look pretty. Thank you, Indigo. I can't believe I wrote a book. I'm so proud of myself. I really am. And I have other things. I'm working on other things. Now that I have the glasses. Now that I have glasses, then I could see. It was so frustrating. I barely could see. Thank you, Jen. Thank you. Thank you. Hi, Barb's Wheel of Fortune. You've been here a long time with me. You've been here a long time. Well, a lot of you have actually. So, actually this week, so the eclipse is what I said, the 13th or 14th. I don't know. It's Thursday. March 12th is my 3-year anniversary in Mexico. And I remember getting on the plane, and I didn't, first of all, I thought my apartment in New York was going to be done quickly. And what happened, I didn't know I could stay. I didn't know I could stay. But I did know, I did have a feeling getting on that plane, it's like, I'm not coming back. I'm done. And for years I'd been coming to Mexico, and I would say to people, "Oh, I'm going to move." It's so annoying because this one is fine, and I want to switch this one. Everything is upside down and backwards here. Um, I really, I knew I wasn't coming back. And for years I've been saying, and I did actually a big prayer here during an eclipse, like 2 years before. It's like, I don't know how you're going to do it, but I want to live here. I don't know how you're going to do it, but I want to live here. Sometimes you need to be more specific. And I'm really happy I live here. I really am. I love it here. I love it here. This, believe me, it's a big adjustment. The culture is very different. It's very different. It's really inefficient, supremely inefficient. But I'm in the sun every day. It's much less expensive. The food is really good. I can get fresh food like that. And people have been really good to me here. People have been really good to me. And this city is freaking fascinating. It's enormous. And there's always something to do. And I think also when you live in a place for a long time, I lived in New York my whole life. So, you get to this place where it's like, nah, I've never been there. I don't really want to go there. Right? You get a little jaded. Here, it's like everyone's like, yeah, I'll go. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to go to like a dangerous neighborhood. I'll go to a semi-dangerous neighborhood, but not a dangerous neighborhood. So, yeah, yeah, I'm really grateful. And I knew it the day I got here, the first time I ever came here, the first day I ever got here. It was, I don't even know what year it was. I think it was 2016 or 17 or something. 16, I think. I don't know. And I'm walking around and I'm like fascinated because it's like walking around in a freaking surreal painting. And I'm like, this place is so freaking alive. That's my light. Uh, this place is so alive. It's so vibrant. It's so uh, like you have to like, am I seeing this? Am I seeing this? Yeah. No, they don't really talk about the U.S. The only ones who want to talk about the U.S. are the other Americans, and it's like I don't hang around with the other Americans. And and also, a lot of people who come here, like the digital nomads or whatever, for 6 months, they don't really want to talk about it either. We just want to talk about like tacos and other pretty places in Mexico and how we don't really understand Spanish and we can't believe that they eat tacos and things like that. Yeah, Jalisco is where Guadalajara is. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Barb, they have eye tacos, tongue tacos, lip tacos, cheek tacos. Yeah, heart tacos, liver, kidney. They have another thing they make in the stomach. There's a soup that's fabulous. It's the cow's head. They're vegetarian places here too, but it's like, yeah, uh, Mexican food is really based in like meat. Um, so I eat Mexican like maybe one meal a day, maybe. A lot of times I just cook because they have so many incredible vegetables and fruits, and you know, basically what you can get on the street is like tacos or it's basically meat. And I mean, I like it, but it's just too much. It's just too much, you know? So I manage. I live near the Mercado, and it's enormous. It's so freaking big. My neighborhood is like really traditional, and so I can go. If you heard the prices, it would freak you out. I get like a kilo of tomato. Like this would be expensive. A kilo, which is about half a pound, about a pound. No, no, a kilo is 2 pounds, 2.2 pounds. So when they're expensive, okay, I pay 30 pesos. You know, it goes up and down every day. Depends. Like now they're kind of cheap, but you know, certain times of year, I'm trying to find my, oh my God, close it. So that would be, so I'm doing the calculator. Wait, I have a unit thing. So it's 2 pounds, a little bit more than 2 pounds of tomatoes for $1.50. That's expensive. Sometimes it's 20 pesos for 2 pounds. And so I can get fruit on the street. I mean, I go to the mercado, but also there are people who sell on the street. Because what happens is like they grow so much, people come on trucks and they're like, you know, we're giving it away. So I get like 5 bananas for 10 pesos all year, which is, yeah, 50 cents. You know, and they're good. You know, like eat a banana, it's like, this is the best banana I ever ate in my life. The mangoes, the grapes, the lettuce. But there are certain vegetables I can't get here. I can't get fennel, like I've never seen it. Celery root. You know, I eat some weird vegetables. You know, those real winter underground vegetables. They're like, well, broccoli rabe, no. But there are other vegetables and other fruits here that some of the fruits are like amazing. It's tropical. I'm very, very, very grateful. I'm very grateful. My life isn't perfect and I need to learn better Spanish and all that, but I belong here. Yeah. Yeah, I'm really grateful. I'm really grateful. All right, now listen, since we're all here, and since I know and sort of know and don't know, but I think I recognize, oh, I do. I recognize every one of your names. So if you have a question, I'll do a 3 card for you. And yeah, I'm at 40, I'm at 37 minutes. I like to keep it like an hour or under an hour. So anyone has a question, just, you know, make it big. Sharon Sipe is in here to like be my, what do you call it? My filter. So if someone has a question, I'll throw 3 cards. And come and join our tarot class and buy my book. I can't believe I wrote a book. I'm so proud of myself. And I'm working on the cover for another one, which to me is the best part. Because the cover sells the book, right? So does anyone have questions? And oh, and now I'm looking at the numbers. So I have 11 people watching, 7 likes, and I'm born on 11/7. I'm going to use the small cards. They're easier. I know, you know, Barb, there's so much with the post office everywhere. You know, it's not just, you know, it's a mess in the States now, too. So, you know, a couple of years ago, Nancy sent me this deck. It's the traditional deck, but it's also um, in Spanish. See? Right? So Nancy sent it to me from Texas because my other deck, one of the cards ripped. And she sent it to me, I don't, whatever, like 2 or 3 years ago, and I'm using it. And now she had another deck she wasn't using, and then she wanted to throw in a few stones, right? It was going to cost $100. It's like, what? $100? So it's a mess. Okay, let's see. Okay, let me do Barb first. My question to you at Canada Post. First I'm going to do what's the future of Canada Post. I'll do 3 cards, you know. past, present, future. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Past is like it really worked. It was very compassionate. It listened. Um, it listened basically. It was efficient, and it had a heart behind it. Now there's like it's really disappointing, and it's really like what's gone wrong. It's really there's like a lot of grief around it. However, however, I have this is a great card. I know people, you watch the movie, you say this is a great card. This is like it's a complete transformation, but it's a complete transformation toward the good because the sun is rising. It's a card of Scorpio. It's Phoenix arising from the ashes, but it needs to die completely first. That's the thing. That's the thing. That's why people are so scared of this card because being a Scorpio, believe me, I know it's like this energy of like I need to go to the bottom, and burn it down to nothing, and then use the ash as fertilizer to be reborn. That's what's going on. I mean, it came out of a space that it was really working and really compassionate, really loving and diplomatic. He's a great diplomat. But now it's like in a state of grief, but this is happening. But let me see how it's going to affect you. Like, will she make it through will you make it through the next 5 years? And what's the energy there? Okay. First of all, you need to stay on a budget. You have to stay on a budget, stay on a budget, stay on a budget, okay? Because it could go either way. So be very practical with your money. And, if something else comes up and there's an opportunity somewhere else, I would definitely look into it. I would definitely look into it or make a decision, even though you're really close, if to be living in this, right? Or, maybe hold on to it, count your pennies, and do something else on the side or look toward. This is a card of hope, of creativity, of looking toward another place, right? However, I do get like the card of happiness and health and community and satisfaction. So, but keep it close to the vest, right? Your money, your sense of security. Look around, and if something seems hopeful and optimistic, and you know, you could also do something else. See what happens. Don't be. See, the thing about this card is Nancy explains it this way because this is the miser, right? He's really practical in everything, but it's like if he doesn't let go a little bit, then he won't be able to see and get new opportunities. You know what I mean? It's like sometimes you have to spend $5 to make 10, sort of thing. Sometimes it's like, well, because sometimes I think when we get caught up, it's like, it's got to be this way, it's got to be this way, it's got to be this way. It's like, you know, like allow some flow. Okay, that's what I get for you, Barb. When I sold my car to be more secure, I thought even with the glasses, I was like, but it said I told my car to be more secure. It's like you told your car to be more secure. Shelby, diversify. Yeah. Okay. Now indigo. First, I'm going to do indigo. What is the energy around the 13th is step into love. I mean, that was my basic, drop into love, not step in, because step in means, you have to take an action toward, which I think you do. But dropping into love is more like, oh, it's more like receiving. Receiving. It's kind of the energy. This is an interesting little thing. So when you work with pink energy, you can work with the pale pink energy, which is kind of like the Mother Mary energy, which is like sinking back into a really pale pink, enormous blanket, being a baby and being comforted and being loved and being supported and being cherished and nourished, right? And that's like a passive energy of like allowing. And that's what's going on. That's what I really feel is going on. That like when you work with like a bright, like a shocking pink sort of energy, that's like the energy of Camiel. And that's the energy. I have so much love, I have to give it. I have to share it. But it's not that. It's really about sinking in, and it's like, I know mommy is going to take care of me, right? And so I know I just took a nap, and I know I'm dribbling, but I'm going to take another nap. So that's the energy, Indigo. Okay. Okay. Now, Shelby, if you keep on, well, first of all, Shelby, if you keep on feeding fear, you're going to be in fear. So the FDIC is still alive and well. And if you feel better about it, then open a second bank account, take a certain amount of money and put it in that bank account. Believe me, I'm always juggling money because I have to make dollars into pesos, and don't ask. And I do with Wise, and some like I couldn't get, I have this money in Wise. I have my money in my account, right? And then I switch it into Wise and I make it into pesos so I can have money to spend here. And I, I, I I did some money, and it's like, oh well, we need to wait till that money clears, and you need to wait 4 fucking days. And it's like, and I don't have a debit card anymore. That's another whole story. Uh, I've had an interesting week. So it's okay to diversify, but don't like Shelly. What's going to happen? They're going to take everyone's money out of every account. Come on, they'll set everything on fire. That'll be the end of it. Everything will go on fire. Like that'll be the end of it. You know what I mean? I wouldn't invest all my money in anything. I've done that. Not with invest, but I put all my eggs in one basket. I've done that with business many times, and it's always kind of not worked at the end. That's why I have tarot readings. I have a book. I have tarot classes. I sell my art. I do Airbnb. Got it? So all right. Okay, so you're worried. So let's ask me a question, Shelby, because if I get a specific question, it's more directed. And I'm wearing like my bad boy T-shirt. This is like the illegal punk band in Mexico, yo. My friend gave it to me. I wish I had jeans with like skeletons all over them. Shelby, if you have a couple $100 or whatever that you can, if you want to, do some in gold or in whatever, then do it. But don't, you know, because anything can happen anywhere at any time. I mean, that's the world we live in. That's the world we live in. And don't think for a minute that all stocks, that all metals, that all everything is manipulated by something bigger, because it is. Well, crudo is like raw. Crudo is like raw, right? Like crude. Uh, Somebody that I knew in New York, I was I really I really helped this guy out. It's a long story. I don't want to get into it. But he was really young, and I helped him out. I gave him a place. I got him more, whatever. I really kind of took care of him. This is like, I don't know, more than 10 years ago. And he went to Puerto Vallarta, no, Puerto Escondido. He's married. I can't believe it. And he owns a place. He has a business in Brooklyn with the wife, and she's really sweet. So he came, and he's like into punk rock. And there's this market here that's really close to my house. There's a lot of subcultures here. And there's like a rock and roll market that goes on forever, and they have all kinds of T-shirts, all kinds of crap. And like every third person is like, oh, you want to buy some marijuana, like that. Anyway, this is his favorite punk band, and he goes, oh, I want to give this to you, and I'm like, thank you. So. Yeah, it's a punk band. Raw. Yeah. How would you like your steak done? Raw. Like that. Well, I mean, we use the word raw too. Like, and you meet somebody who has like no couth at all, and then your friend's like, "What do you think?" I'm like, "Raw, raw." Not uncivilized, right? Not cooked. Yeah, and it says, what does it say on the bottom? Illegale que? Illegal in what? Basically, I don't, it says something in the back, but I'm not, you know, I can't twist my head around. So Shelby, ask me a question, and then I think we'll come to the. I can't believe I got to do live again. Thank God. I know it's a little yellow because above me I put like a globy thing to make it like a softer light, and then I use the other light. So usually when I do a video, I have that, and it's brighter, so I look more, I don't know, normal. I don't know what they do, Shelby. I don't. My friend, he's really into them. Oh, he really wanted the T-shirt. It's like a rare T-shirt. He had to go to the end of the market, and he had an extra, and he goes, "I really want to give it to you." And I was like, "Thank you." And the best part, when he comes back, because he still lives in New York, he's going to bring me bagels. Because God Almighty, do I miss bagels? They have bagels here at Walmart. They are so disgusting, so disgusting. The bread here is really. If I wanted to get really good, like European bread, it's just not their thing. Um, I have to go to like a fancier neighborhood. I don't live in that kind of neighborhood at all. And sometimes it could be quite a little trip, and I do it sometimes. Now Walmart is shitty bread also. It's shitty bread. Yeah, I go to Walmart. There are a few things that I get there. Like I can only get solid tuna in a can at Walmart because the rest of it is like that cat food. It's like, it's like this little piece of tuna, another little piece of tuna, another little piece of tuna. It's like, ugh. So I get solid tuna. I bought like three or four things there. I can get like real Parmesan. It's not good, but it's real. It's not from Italy, but it's I could grate it myself. I get like what else do I get there? Red wine vinegar, things like that. Because the other supermarket, they just don't have it. It's a different culture. It's just different. Like for them, it's just different. It's just different. That's all I get there. but it's close, which is good. My apartment, you know, I lived in Midtown Manhattan. I lived in Hell's Kitchen, like 10 minutes from Times Square. This apartment is more convenient. This apartment is more convenient. I can get everything within a 15-minute walk. Everything. Well, the thing is too is that it's always nice out. So if I have to take a 15-minute walk in New York, you know, sometimes like it's, you know, it's like 20 degrees. It's like I'm gonna take a 15-minute walk when it's windy and it's raining and it's like oh. No, I'm lucky I have everything. I really do. I mean, because I can walk to one, two, three, one, two, three, four different supermarkets. Yeah, yeah, I'm really lucky. I love it here. I'm so happy. And my apartment is so much nicer than my apartment in New York. And I have that garden. I have a 500 square foot private garden. When guests come, they're like, "Oh, this is for the building." I'm like, "No, it's not for the building. It's for you and me." Because you know what ends up happening with community gardens. It's like that neighbor that you hate is always there. You know, either the moment the dog wants to bite you, or the kid who's like, you know, spoiled, and you know what I mean. Like that's who ends up at the community garden because you know you want to be there and so do they. But like, no, it's just me. You know, it's funny too. And then I have to go. Yeah, no, it's wonderful being able to live in the middle of a city and a good walking neighborhood. What a treasure. What a treasure. Really is. And also, I live in a really traditional Mexican neighborhood. I'm like the only gringo here. They go, ghetto, ghetto, ghetto. Um, and I'm near two metros. I mean, the metro is half a block away, and it connects. You know, one goes east west, one goes north south, and I'm between these two big avenues. So, and they both have buses, and then there's another. There are, I think, two other buses in between, and I'm really near Centro. And there are no other Americans here, so the prices are Mexican prices. Because if I lived in the neighborhood that everybody wants to live in, it's much more beautiful. Don't get me wrong, much more beautiful, but it would be double. It'd be double. And then you know you're playing that like, oh, I'm so important. You know, I used to live in New York, but now I decided to live here. They all make like they're all that. It's like you're full of shit because I know how much it costs to live in LA. If you were so freaking important in LA, you would have stayed there. You're here because you're paying, you know, $600 a month rent or 700, and you know you think you're all that. It's like I know what the deal is. Who do you think you're trying to? You know, I'm from New York. I don't have the time for that shit. I just don't have the time for it. And you know, they're like, oh, you're so rude. It's like, just get out of my face. Get out of my face. You want to lie to yourself, lie to yourself. But you know, you think you're going to lie to me, and I'm going to be all impressed? Please, please. You know the other funny thing about here, and then I'm going to go. You're going to love this. You know, New York, there's what the Canal Street, and they sell all the fake designer stuff, right? Here, it is so deep. So, especially like the poor, like my neighborhood, if you go to Central, and you know they're like 18, and they're you know they're young and they want to look cute. You know, it's a Louis Vuitton belt and a Gucci sweatshirt and a Christian Dior hat and an Hermes this. I mean, every single designer. It's all fucking. It's all sorry. It's all fake. It's all fake, and they're like head to toe, and the big names, not the like you know, it's Chanel, Gucci, Christian Dior. Louis Vuitton is a big one, like that, and like head to toe. I love it. Honestly, if I were younger, well, maybe, or if I was in a different mood, I would like play their little game, and we're like, and nothing matches, but they're all designer, because it's all fake. It's so obvious it's fake. It's very funny. It's very funny, because some people would go and spend big money for that to advertise for like a corporation that doesn't really, you pay to advertise for them. It's rather insane. All right. Blessings to everyone. Enjoy the eclipse, the full moon. Allow the love in. Allow yourself to be loved. Allow yourself to be cherished and nurtured by Mother Earth. Take a class if you want to take the class. Buy the book if you want to buy the book. Get me for a reading. If you want to get me for a get me for a reading, because I'm los crudos, los crudos, los crudos. Los crudos, cabrón, carnal. That's what they call each other. Carnal means meat, right? So like a real slang, like street slang. Carnal, like you're my brother, you're my meat, you're my blood, like that. Carnal. It's real trash talk. How do I know that? Well, I don't know. I read it in a book. Carnal. All right. So that's that. I'm happy to have done live again. I hope you all, have a lovely eclipse, and, keep an eye out for more books. I'm going to be making journals. I'm going to be doing journals. That's my plan. And I'm very grateful to all of you and to see you all here. And blessings, blessings. And go out and look at the moon. I mean, if weather permitting. And, um, sometimes it's like you get all excited. It's like, oh, I want to go see the moon tonight. I want to, like, they had all the planets lining up, and then it was raining here that night. It was like, yeah, it's all clouds. So I hope it all, because lunar eclipse is always quite something. Blessings, blessings. Bye.